inside the T-Mobile Arena. Some of the undercards coming your way with a couple of young Golden Boy prospects that are really highly touted. Thank you for joining us all over the world. I'm Bethel Duran alongside the editor-in-chief of the Ring Magazine and RingTV.com, Doug Fisher, one of the best boxing scribes out there. We're going to bring you two fights tonight featuring Golden Boy prospects Virgil Ortiz and Alexis Roc. The first one coming up will be Alexis Roc. His opponent, Carlos Ortiz, is getting into the ring right now.
And his opponent tonight, fighting out of the red corner from Santana, California, undefeated Alexis Roc. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, from T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada. Our bout here scheduled for 8 rounds in the super welterweight division. Brought to you by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions. This bout in association with Pepe Gomez's Cancun Box. Presented by Tecate, the official beer of boxing, and our sponsors, Hennessy, Interjet Airlines, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Fred Loya Insurance, Venom, the movie, in theaters worldwide October 5th, and Capital Holding. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red and black, he weighed in officially 148 pounds. In 12 professional bouts, his record, 10 victories, 2 defeats, all 10 wins, coming by way of knockout, presentando de Torreón, Mexico, Carlos Ortiz. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing silver and black, trimmed in both the flags of Mexico and the USA. He weighed in 148 and 1/2 pounds, and in 11 professional bouts, he is perfect. 11 victories, no defeats, 8 wins by way of knockout. The fighting pride of Santana, California. Here is undefeated Alexis Roc. And your referee in charge of the action, Jay Nady.
Ten rounds. Good luck. Touch gloves. Go to work.
Jay Nady, the third man in the ring tonight. This one between Alexis Roc and Carlos Ortiz. 8 rounds in the super welterweight division.
Both guys are essentially welterweights, though. They both came in at 148, 148 and a quarter. You know, there's no world title or even regional title on the line, so why sweat out that extra pound and a quarter?
I think Ortiz, the veteran fighter, would say, yeah, I agree with you there, Doug. He's 10-2 with 10 KOs. His brother, Roberto Ortiz, will be fighting after this one against Virgil Ortiz. There's a bunch of Ortizes coming your way.
That's a popular name.
Hey, why not?
Both
Alexis
guys are
Roc.
southpaws,
Yep.
I'm seeing now.
Yeah, 2 southpaws facing each other. Alexis Roc, he's 21 years old. His background, you're seeing him for the first time. He's a fighter who at the age of 14 was 210 pounds. And he didn't work out. His older brother Ronnie was boxing, was at that time just turned pro with Golden Boy. Alexis would be the kid that would follow the brother to the gym because that was his babysitter. The mom was at work, so Alexis would just go with them and sit in the corner, as he said, with his Game Boy and his Flaming Hot Cheetos and a Coke. And we just sit there. And as junior high started progressing, he didn't like getting called names, because in junior high, we know, Dougie, the nicknames drop and the meanness comes from kids. He started skipping rope, wanted to lose a couple pounds. Started doing boxing just the mitts with his trainer Hector. Next thing you know, they realized, hey, you have a lot of power. Shed the weight, and within a couple years was fighting for the USA in Russia, representing Team USA. And here he is as a professional at the age of 21.
And both brothers were really good amateurs. I know Ronnie was a U.S. national amateur champion. He was a very good professional, a good boxer technician. And Rocha has the technique, but he also has something that Ronnie never had, and that is punching power. In fact, he rides a consecutive first round KO streak coming into this fight. I think he won his last 3 fights by first round knockout.
Yep, he was. But then you ask him about these. I should have knocked those guys. The quality of opponents weren't exactly the best.
Oh, that's true. I mean, he's 21 years old, and he's still being matched in a manner that's going to help him progress as a young professional. But looking at their respective records, you know, Ortiz doesn't come in having faced any sort of credible opposition either. So we don't know how hard he punches, even though he's won all of his fights by knockout.
Ortiz, promoted by Cancun Boxing with Pepe Gomez.
They do a great job in Cancun. I was able to experience one of his shows over the summer.
What a beauty.
A lot of fun. Good cards.
Yeah, they bring fighters. They work with Golden Boy closely as Cancun Boxing. And they're coming their way. They bring a couple fights tonight. And this is a test for Alexis Rocha to see, you know, at this point, 11-0, you want to start giving him better opposition, obviously. You can't spoon feed him anymore.
Ortiz is cut around his right eye.
Yep. As a result of a punch from Alexis Rocha.
Yeah, I didn't see a clash of heads.
Right on the eyebrow. This cutman's going to have to get to work quickly.
No tienes que dejarlo. Tienes que tirar tú primero antes de que él piense.
You have to throw first before he starts thinking.
Ten cuidado, pero al mismo tiempo no lo respetes al cabrón. Okay? Fight your fight. Keep backing him up with the jab. Go to the body. The body, the body, the body. Okay? The headshot will be there.
Rocha works his jab, turns it into a hook, and comes back with a straight left. That was a nice combination. There's a different angle of the same combination. Jab, hook, straight left.
Second round of action scheduled for 8 super welterweights. Alexis Rocha, he's got the American flag on his trunks against Carlos Ortiz. 10-2, 10 KOs from Torreon, Mexico. Those 10 KOs coming against lesser opposition, most of them having losing records.
And we should note that Ortiz is coming off a knockout loss in June. So it's good for him to get out of the first round against a puncher like Alexis Rocha. Rocha's trainer is wanting him to aim some of that power downstairs, which I think is that's good advice.
We're going to talk to Alexis a little bit, that he's realizing, I think it's most young fighters, that when you go upstairs, as the opposition increases, the resistance also increases. These guys can take the shots upstairs. They'll need the body shots. See more of that from him the last couple fights for Alexis Rocha.
And Ortiz looks like a competent boxer. He's a solid foundation. He is the more mature fighter. He's 34 years old. And he did take some choice headshots from Rocha in the opening round. So why not tap that body if he sees an opening? Oh, that was a nice overhand left, wasn't it?
Real nice overhand left.
Kind of sneaky, too. But I see the jab is bothering Rocha. So that's something he's going to have to work on, the head movement.
Double the jab with the right hook from Alexis Rocha. Body shot. Moving back, Carlos Ortiz here in the second. Winging the left hand.
You can hear the impact of Rocha's punches.
That body shot, you can hear. We're about 4 rows back, and you can hear it here. Press side.
That's it. Take his jab away.
Calmness also from Rocha.
That's it.
From his opening debut, his pro debut when we were there for him, Doug. But he's never been the fighter that comes out and just goes 1,000 miles an hour like those, usually the first 3-4 fights.
Beto, I can't tell, but is there a cut higher on the head, on the right side of Ortiz's head? I didn't know if it was just blood splattered from the cut eyebrow or if there's another cut.
I was wondering the same thing. That blood is trickling into his eye now.
Maybe it's just where he's holding his gloves close to his face and he smeared the blood up there.
Regardless, he's cut and he's starting to feel the punches and the power from Alexis Roc here in the second.
Yeah, Ortiz is leery of letting his hands go.
He's keeping the guard really close.
The one punch Ortiz can land is his jab, and that's enough to be frustrating for Rocha. And you see him double up on the jab, and it does cause Rocha to take a step back, but he's not discouraging Rocha at all.
No, Rocha coming forward. Final seconds of the second round, scheduled for 8. Alexis Rocha, Carlos Ortiz working our way towards Canelo Alvarez, Gennady Golovkin 2 in Las Vegas.
Okay, listen to me. Tienes que dejar la iniciativa tú tienes que tirar primero.
You need to throw first.
Sí, y de repente se la cambio, pero bien seguro, luego se avienta, entra y ahí agárralo tú.
Get in, and then you get in.
Tienes que seguir llaveando, no lo dejes que él tire primero.
Don't let him throw
no
first.
lo dejes pensar, tú tienes que tirar primero.
You have to throw first.
En círculo tienes que tirar tu jab.
You have to throw your jab.
Pero hazlo. Lo estás esperando y él está pensando, él está haciendo la pelea. La vaselina.
Beautiful jab to the stomach, followed by a straight left, landed by Rocha. And Ortiz doubling up on his jab and causing the young man to take a step back.
Watching Alexis Rocha, who's 11-0, 8 KOs. He's got the white trunks. Carlos Ortiz from Torreon, Mexico, 10-2, 10 KOs. Rocha, a prospect that Golden Boy is really high on. I think around the boxing circles too, he's starting to make a name for himself. Not by social media, not by trash talking, not by viral videos, but by just his boxing bag.
Yeah, there's a lot to like. He has a crowd-pleasing style.
He has a good following in Santa Ana, California. Cal attorney sponsors. Alacos Cafe having a viewing party for him right now. So there's a lot to bargain with this kid. Bilingual.
Yeah, and he has a nice personality. He's fun to interview. He's thoughtful. It's what I call an affable personality.
Yeah, he likes taking shots at me.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, so Alexis, one of his early fights, I think last year at the StubHub Center, on HBO, they did a recap of the earlier fights. Jim Lampley said some nice things about Alexis Rocha, has a bright future. And Alexis took that clip of Jim Lampley and he put it on Instagram. Really nice. He said, I can't wait for the day that Jim Lampley calls my fight. And you and I have called all these fights on Ring TV or on the streaming side where we've been fighting at the small
We're
shows.
familiar with him from the Belasco Theater, Fantasy Springs Casino circuit.
As he's digging into the body, Alexis Rocha, strong left hand from Rocha.
Rocha has stepped up his intensity and his pressure and his punch output.
So I left the comment on his Instagram. Thanks, Alexis, for remembering me, who's been there for every single one of your fights.
I think I saw that.
And he writes back, don't worry, Beto, you can have a dream too. Jim Lampley Jr.
Nice.
So
is that what he called you now, Lampley Jr.?
He's like, hey, Jim Lampley Jr. I saw him at the video workout. I'm like, hey, you know what? We can all aspire to be Jim Lampley. Does a great job for HBO. He'll be on the call later on the night with Max Kellerman and Roy Jones Jr. on the HBO pay-per-view for Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. That starts at 5 o'clock Pacific time with Chocolatito on the first bout.
Rocha is working the body and the head very well now. And the body shots are setting up head shots because Ortiz will lower his guard, lower his elbows to try to protect himself from those power shots to the midsection. In the meantime, he's taking a shellacking to the head, but he's taking this power. So this is a good opponent that Roberto Diaz selected for this young prospect because he is giving what our colleague Steve Kim likes to say, professional resistance, and that's what a young man needs to
Some
learn
of the shots
and to
that he's
develop.
landed tonight have dropped his other opponents that we're used to seeing. Final seconds of the third round.
Now come in when you turn them.
All right, guys, here we are coming to you live from Las Vegas, where it has been an exciting week leading up to the fights that we have here tonight inside the T-Mobile Arena. I'm Jess Rosales, sitting alongside Cynthia Conte here inside of our social media lounge. And you guys, we've got the best seat right up here. We're overseeing all of the fights over the ring. But the best part about it is that we are also monitoring all of your tweets tonight on Twitter. Make sure you guys are using that hashtag Canelo G2 so we see everything that you guys are saying. We're going to be up here reporting, reading some of these tweets, and of course, we'll be responding to some of you guys as well.
Yes. This is going to be fun. I mean, this is the fight that we've all been wanting to see, the rematch. I mean, if you guys saw yesterday's weigh-in, it was lit. So we're going to make sure that is going to be lit. This fight will be lit tonight just for you guys. All right, guys? So enjoy.
Fourth round of action, Alexis Roc, Carlos Ortiz, the T-Mobile Arena. Undercard action coming your way. Night of Gennady Golovkin, Canelo Alvarez, the rematch, Canelo G2. The T-Mobile Arena, where they did this a year ago. Could have been a controversial draw. The weigh-in got heated yesterday. Canelo putting his forehead on Gennady's forehead. The cats were pushing each other.
That's uncharacteristic. So you wonder, is he just hyped up? Is he trying to sell pay-per-views? Or is Team Golovkin under his skin?
It's a sold-out T-Mobile tonight. Doug, you and I were there for the weigh-ins, and the vibe and the buzz in the building. It was actually in this building, so it was pretty cool the first time they had a weigh-in here.
It was a very eventful and entertaining weigh-in, and not just with the main event.
Wow. And you're also going to see Spike O'Sullivan from Ireland. It's Canada's David Lemieux, and those two hate each other. They had to get separated at the weigh-in.
Spike was in rare form.
Wow, swing and a miss from Alexis.
That's the first egregious miss that he's had. He's landed everything to the body and head, and Ortiz is still in here jabbing at him. But look at Rocha. He is remaining poised. He's not getting crazy, even though he has an inviting and easy target in front of him. He's pacing himself. And most guys would be breaking down right now. I don't know about Ortiz. He looks really sturdy, very determined, but one thing's for certain, the offense of Rocha has quelled the offense of Ortiz.
Slowing down is Carlos Ortiz, 10-2 with 10 KOs. Alexis still bouncing around on his toes. Ortiz defensive in the red. Body shot. You see more body shots now from Alexis Rocha. Must be something they worked on in camp, because I've never seen him throw this many body shots. The evolution of a young fighter.
I like his punch selection. I think he's mixing the body shots and the head shots very well together.
Rocha has actually gone up to Robert Garcia's gym in Riverside and was sparring Esquivia Falcao, the Brazilian Olympian.
Right, an Olympic bronze medalist. That's good work. And, you know, an older, more mature fighter.
Yeah, they all, trainer Hector Lopez was telling me that they also found a Ukrainian guy who's undefeated. He weighs 160. And Alexis was doing work. This is when Alexis was heavier at the start of the camp.
Actually, did you say Esquivia's Falcao or Yamaguchi?
Esquivia Falcao.
So that's actually a silver medalist.
Oh, the silver medalist.
Yeah.
Yamaguchi.
And I think a heavier weight as well.
Yeah. Yamaguchi, yeah. The two brothers from Brazil, one for Golden Boy, one for Tom.
That's right.
Good quality work. Final seconds, another solid round for Alexis Rocha from Santana, California.
Scores it 114. This is officially a draw.
Triple G's camp is very vocal that they won.
Look my belt. I still champion.
And Canelo's camp is very vocal that they won.
Yo lo que sí tenía en mente es que había ganado la pelea, mínimo 8 rounds de la pelea.
Let's do it again. Part 2.
Their guy is not good enough to beat my guy. He didn't beat him the first time, and he's not going to beat him the second time.
Ya pasaron la línea. esto ya se hizo más personal, ¿no?
Canelo versus Golovkin 2, streaming live on Fight. Don't miss Final Judgment, September 15th.
Alexis Roc to the southpaw, because they're both southpaws. He's wearing white. Undefeated 11-0, 8 KOs is Alexis Roc. Remember that Golden Boy matchmaker Roberto Diaz bringing along nicely. They're stepping him up in competition. Some against 10-2 with 10 KOs. Carlos Ortiz. In all, Alexis in this fight, he's starting to wear down Ortiz in the red.
I think they chose wisely. I think the level of competition that Rocha faced in previous years would have been laid out by now. And this fight looks like it's headed towards the 8-round distance, and it's good for a young fighter to go rounds, particularly when he's been winning all of his fights by first-round knockout.
Yeah, it's early afternoon in Las Vegas. You're fighting inside the T-Mobile Arena, where later on the night, Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez will go at it. Canelo Triple G2, and the buzz in the building. But at one point, those fighters were also fighting in the early afternoon. Lately, you tell the story by watching Floyd Mayweather's debut at 1 in the afternoon.
Exactly.
These guys have to go through this for Alexis Roc to fight in Las Vegas inside the T-Mobile. He said it was very exciting. I asked him, "You gonna be nervous?" He said, "Maybe when I walk to the arena, but inside, no." And you don't see any of that nervousness from him being in a big venue.
Now he's very composed. And I just think he and his brother are, they're kind of like, they're natural fighters.
It was 2 years ago on the night before Amir Khan and got knocked out by Canelo, where Alexis fought outside the T-Mobile Arena on TV. It was a swing bout.
I remember that.
And it was raining. So talking to him at the weigh-in, he said, "Look, if I can sit there, be a swing bout, and we have to figure out what we're going to do with the rain," he goes, "I'm inside now, Beto. This is cool."
Yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah, this is a step up. And it's great that people are able to see him with this free view leading into the pay-per-view portion of this card.
You're checking in with us right now. The next fight up will be Virgil Ortiz taking on Roberto Ortiz. Virgil, 10-0, 10 KOs from Dallas, Texas, Grand Prairie to be exact.
I don't know how Ortiz is taking this power. If folks at home are watching this thinking that Alexis Roc's power is overrated, no, he's got really heavy hands. Ortiz is just a tough cookie.
Oh, solid right hand from Ortiz, Alexis Roc.
Ortiz is being forced to punch back, so we're getting some nice exchanges here.
Desperation now from Carlos Ortiz. Final seconds of the round.
Que sí puede. Ahorita te agarré porque te quedaba. Sí. Hay que tirar y hay que movernos con jab. Sí. Te quedas, te agarra. Me distraje. Sí, por eso tienes que estar bien concentrado. Sí, no me grites mucho. Sí. No te grito mucho, pues hazlo, papá. Sí. Sí. Tenemos que, pues, si ya quedamos lo que vamos a trabajar, hay que trabajarlo.
Sí, me agarró. ¿Con cuál me agarró? ¿Pero qué fue?
Un gancho.
¿Con esta?
Sí, vamos.
Tú concéntrate en lo que estás haciendo.
Vaya.
We had some nice exchanges in round 5. Rocha with the overhand left, coming back with a head-twisting right hook. And Ortiz is punching back on the inside. Not with the same authority, of course.
Desperation now from Carlos Ortiz's corner, telling him, like, if you got to throw with him, throw with him. Canelo, Gennady Golovkin, the rematch tonight. It starts at 5 o'clock, HBO pay-per-view, with Chocolatito Gonzalez taking on Moises Fuentes from Mexico City, who told the Spanish newspapers, "I'm going to retire Chocolatito. I did that to Ivan Calderon. I'm going to do it tonight." Then after that, it'll be the middleweights, David Lemieux from Montreal, Canada, Gary O'Sullivan, Cork, Ireland. And the co-feature, a young up-and-comer from Tijuana, Jaime Munguia, 154 pounds, takes on Brandon Cook from Ontario, Canada. And then the main event, Canelo Alvarez, Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, against Gennady Golovkin from Kazakhstan. 5 o'clock Pacific in Las Vegas. A sold-out T-Mobile Arena tonight. In order to the HBO pay-per-view with Jim Lampley, Max Kellerman, and Roy Jones Jr. Alexis Roc wants to be one day fighting pay-per-view. He's got to get through opponents like Carlos Ortiz. They give you that professional resistance. He could easily came in and, well, not easily, but had an opponent he blows out in the first round, and what do you learn from that?
Nothing.
Little body shot followed by a right hook by Alexis Roc. He's in the white. Thanks for joining us right now. His brother Ronnie Rios ringside. Ronnie's fought in this building.
Seeing some good counter punching from Roc in this fight.
Ronnie's fought for a world title. With the experience, they trained together. Ronnie's still trying to figure out right now if he's gonna retire. His last fight was against Azajo Venetian, where he was stopped. And he's trying to figure out if he wants to go or if he wants to just move on with his career. He's had a heck of a career, though.
Yeah, he's had a respectable career. He's fought a lot of really solid opponents. Some world-class guys as well. And he always gave his all.
Always. Fine young man, talented fighter. He's in the Golden Boy stable.
I think Rocha is feeling some fatigue right now. He's starting to worry about fighting into making it through the 8th round and fighting hard. So he's visibly taking his foot off the gas pedal. He's not initiating the exchanges as he has in previous rounds. It looks like he's laying back and countering the single shots now.
This is the toughest fight that he's had. He's bleeding from the nose, the Alexis Rocha.
The jab has bothered him. It's something they're going to have to work on in the gym.
Toughest in terms of the resistance that he's had.
Yeah,
he's controlling this fight.
It's not a physical. He's won every round.
Yeah,
and it's not like Ortiz has put any punishment on him. But I just think it's psychologically it's tough on a young guy who's used to blowing out his opposition to go rounds like this and to keep hitting a guy over and over again.
Welcome back to the Social Media Lounge. Here's one thing that Cynthia and I have been seeing a lot about on people's tweets and even on Instagram. Cynthia, pull that tweet up for us, please. It is from Lake Show LeBron mentioning people keep saying he was trying to sit down, he missed the chair. When do you see someone sit down as fast as he did? He's referring to Canelo at the weigh-ins. A lot of confusion what happened there. He did not almost pass out. He did not stumble. The seat actually folded up and he missed it. Luckily, though, his team did catch him before he got hurt or before he really fell to the ground. So any misconfusion about that, we're clearing it up right here. He did not pass out. He's not feeling weak. And actually, was standing right next to him. Canelo is in great physical form for tonight's fight.
It's funny because I saw that. I had to look up on the big screen. I said, oh my God, did he fall? And everyone was like, no, it was the chair. And so clarify, it was the chair, guys.
All right, cleared that one up.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. Let's do this one.
Traditional Patriots camp. Orange County guy going for the Patriots. He loves the Tom Brady. We're over here going Sam Darnold in USC with the Jets. Instructions from Ortiz. They told him, you've made him slow down. Keep throwing your jab. They must be listening to the broadcast, Dougie.
No, it was evident. The young man is thinking about, he's starting to think about, okay, round 7 and 8, I'm not used to fighting in these rounds. Maybe I need to slow down a little bit so I can be strong. I want to be able to finish strong if need be. So he slowed the pace down. I don't think Ortiz took advantage of that, though, enough to win the round. I still scored round 6 to Rocha.
Thanks for watching us, wherever you may be on this Saturday afternoon. With the Durant, Doug Fisher, by Frank Belmont. After this will be Virgil Ortiz out of Grand Prairie, Texas. Masa Ortiz from Mexico. Jane 80 in the ring. Telling Alexis keep the hands up. Keep the shots up. The pace is slowed down. It's a good learning experience for Alexis Rocha. He wants to have that pay-per-view opportunity later down in his career.
No, he's doing everything a boxer needs to do to outpoint his opponent or break down most opponents. It's just that Ortiz came in here tough and mentally strong. And it looks like it's going to go the distance. And, you know, that's not a bad thing.
Ortiz, 10-2, 10 KOs. First time in his career that he said he's the B-side fighter. Quick right hook from Alexis Roc, moves back Ortiz.
We should note that one of Ortiz's losses was a 10-round bout, so he's fought past 8 rounds.
Quick check right from Rocha.
And that's not the case from Rocha.
No, he's still an 8-round fighter, still young, 21 years old.
And I think his previous fights that were scheduled for 8 rounds, they didn't go 8 rounds.
No.
I don't think they got out of the first round.
11-0, 8 KOs for Alexis Rocha. This is, look, Roberto Diaz and Golden Boy, they're going to put you on a pay-per-view show. Not pay-per-view broadcast, but pay-per-view show. You have to show something. And this is what Rocha's doing, showing that, hey, I have a fighter who's not used to losing. I have a fighter that I'm controlling. Good learning experience. Go back home and learn some things. Watch the tape. Make the adjustments like a good young fighter does as we're headed to the 8th and final round.
Ten cuidado, he's down, eh? You know he's gonna come at you. Give me the muscle. Aquí es donde tienes que darle más. Dame todo.
Beautiful, powerful right hook, punctuating round 7.
Rocha threw that from the hip.
Good luck.
8th and final round. Alexis Rocha in white, Carlos Ortiz in red. Rocha controlling his bout from the opening bell. We expected him to control this fight. I don't think in this manner against a good opponent like Carlos Ortiz.
I'd say it's the best boxing technique and form that I've seen from him.
Yeah, solid.
I remember him being pretty raw in his first 4 or 5 bouts. Which is pretty much just a banger.
That's what you should be.
Yeah. And he was fun. I mean, he was fun to watch. But at that point, I wouldn't have called him a welterweight or junior middleweight prospect.
Yeah. We have so many fighters that we see because we work for Golden Boy and do their club series where we see the guys making their pro debut, their second or third fights, guys that just sign and come up with them. And you see in the first 5 fights, oh man, a lot of hype. And then they get the tough Mexican journeyman or the tough Japanese fighters or the European fighters. And we're just the gatekeepers of the sport.
Right.
And the guys, some pass that test, some wilt.
Or some just don't look that hot.
Yeah.
Once you step up that level of opposition.
Hector Lopez, the Rocha's trainer, is the one who watches the video. Alexis said he doesn't like watching too much of it, but he does watch his fights afterwards. This is going to be really good for the team to have something to analyze, break down, and you get 8 quality rounds.
Right, 8 rounds, so they can analyze, okay, here's your form in the first 3 rounds. Here's your form in the middle rounds. Here's your form in the late rounds of an 8-rounder, which is basically rounds 7 and 8. And that can help them devise a plan and a training regimen that will benefit Rocha going into 10-round bouts.
10 rounds and hopefully one day 12-round championship fights like we will have tonight with Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. 12 rounds, 160-pound division with so much animosity between the two, and that pay-per-view starts at 5 o'clock on HBO pay-per-view. Solid right hand from Alexis Rocha. Quick right hook.
I like it. Rocha's letting his hands go in 2- and 3-punch combinations often. I'm seeing a little bit of swelling underneath Rocha's right eye.
Yep.
There was the trickle of blood from the nose, so he's not getting through these 8 rounds unscathed, although he's won every round on my very unofficial scorecard.
And that, look, I know fighters don't want to get all bladed up and bruised, but that's another good thing where learning how to fight with some adversity. When the eye is swelling, when you're cut, things that you want to have before you get into a championship fight. Final seconds of the bout, a good scrapping in the distance. Alexis Roc, Carlos Ortiz, hug. And go to the opposite corner. Great sign of sportsmanship between the two. And a good bout. Coming up next, Virgil Ortiz against Carlos Ortiz's brother, Roberto Ortiz. Masa Ortiz. Veteran, who's fought some of the best around.
Yeah, Masa is the more accomplished of the Ortiz brothers. More accomplished and, yeah, the more experienced as a professional.
All right, great fight there. You know what that means, right? We're just one more fight closer to Canelo Triple G2
Yes.
happening tonight. And remember, you guys can purchase that fight and, of course, the ones that are going to be preceding that by going to CaneloTripleG.com and getting that fight there as well. We'll be doing the social media from there. And let's take a look at the screen right now. You guys see this? This is what you guys can be doing if you guys are sending those tweets in. It says just a few more hours to the Canelo Triple G2 fight, and I am super amped. Ton of fire emojis. If that doesn't say super excitement, I don't know what else does, right? Here's our next tweet. This one's from Ben Davis. It says, just bought the Canelo Triple G fight. Cannot bloody wait, Canelo Triple G2. I mean, come on.
You can
the
tell.
excitement here.
It's true because everyone has just been talking about it, and now it's here. Now just buy it, have a fight party, do it with the family. It's the best way to do it, and just enjoy, and may the best man win tonight. That's all that matters.
And check out Amanda's tweet. I don't know if you saw it, but she says, I've never been so excited for a fight tonight. Let's send it back to Jeff.
Yes.
Scorecards, the totals are as follows: 80-72, 80-72, and 79-73. All for your winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated from Santana, California, Alexis Roc.
Unanimous decision for Alexis Roc. He sweeps the cards. A good night of boxing for him. Learning experience as Roc improves his record to 12-0. Carlos Ortiz falls to 10-3.
Opened up that cut over the right eye of Ortiz. Ortiz hung in tough. Got hit a lot, but he punched back.
I can see Ortiz coming back on Golden Boy shows for testing some other fighters.
Absolutely. He is the
And could
perfect
easily
guy
upset some
to
fighters.
test welterweights and junior middleweights. And obviously, Golden Boy has other fighters at that weight coming up.